My name is Zhou Xu, Brienne.
Hello everyone, my name is Yueqiu Yang from Group 5. I'm responsible for Mock 4 Question 5A.
I'm Kelly Chen and I'm responsible for Mock 3 Question 5A. The manager of a factory claims that the average weekly loss of man-hours due to accidents after the implementation of an industrial safety program is not more than 20. A random sample of 30 weeks is selected after the implementation of the program, and the mean and standard deviation of weekly loss of man-hours due to the accident are 27 and 6 respectively. Test for the manager's claim at 1% level of significance. So, first of all, let mu be the average weekly loss of man-hours due to accidents after the implementation of an industrial safety program. From the question, we know that null hypothesis will be mu equals to 20. For alternative hypothesis, it will be mu greater than 20. For alpha, it is 0.01. Since the sample size is equal to 30, which is large, z-test should be used and we can use S to estimate sigma. From alternative hypothesis, it is a one-tailed test. From the formula sheet, we can know that C 0.01 is equal to 2.33. Hence, the critical region will be C greater than 2.33. For test statistics, we may refer to the formula in the textbook page 88. In this question, C is equal to 27 minus 20 over 6 over square root of 30, which is equal to 6.39. Since 6.39 is greater than 2.33, it is in the critical region. That's why alternative hypothesis is rejected. Therefore, the claim that mu is not more than 20 is rejected as 0.01 level of significance.
Here comes to the mock examination 3, question 5B. I'm changing pen. In comparing the air quality between two commercial districts, concentration of suspended particles are measured at various locations, and the results are summarized below. As we can see from the screen, the mean of the commercial district A is 72.9, and for B is 81.7, and for the standard deviation, A is 25.6 and B is 28.3, and the sample size of A is 13 and B is 16. Test whether the mean concentration of suspended particles in district A is less than in district B at 1% level of significance. State your assumptions. The first step is H0 equals to lambda A minus lambda B and is equals to 0. And the second step is H1. Lambda A minus lambda B is smaller than 0. And the third step is alpha equals to 0.01. Since we assume that the population to be approximately normal with equal variance and the standard deviation are known, therefore a one-tailed test should be used. Here comes to the step 4. V equals to 13 plus 16 minus 2, and that is 27. Then now we have the t value and the v value, then we can find the answer 2.771 from the t distribution table. For the critical region, t is smaller than negative 2.771. And as we can see from the screen, here are the formula that we are going to use in order to calculate the answer. For S squared P, the answer is 736.21, and T is negative 0.032. Since negative 0.032 is bigger than negative 2.771 and is all in the critical region, therefore the hypothesis that the mean concentration of the suspended particles in district A is less than in district B at 0.01 level of significance, so is not rejected.
This is Rian, and now I'm going to talk about Mark 4, question 1C. If more than 40% of families in this particular district have a monthly income above $25,000, the group decides to open the new retail store. Test at 5% level of significance whether the group should open the new retail store in this district. So first we have to estimate the proportion of family that has a monthly income above $25,000. By dividing the number of family with monthly income above $25,000 with the total number of family, which is 140. In order to know the number of family with a monthly income between $25,000 to $29,999.5, we have to times 30, which is the total number of family of the fourth class, with 4,999.5 over 10,000. And then we have to add the number of family of the last three classes, which is 18, 17, 9, respectively. After adding it, we have to divide it all by 140, and we get the proportion of sample, which equals to 0.42142. For this problem, because it's a proportion hypothesis and the total sample size is big, so we use z-test. So let's get started. Step 1. Making null hypothesis, which is usually a statement or a claim. So in this case, it is simple proportion equals 0.4. Step number 2. For the alternative hypothesis, it is something that is being claimed. In this case, it's P bigger 0.5. We can find that it's a one-tailed test. Step number 3. As stated by this problem, the level of significance is 5%, so alpha equals 0.05. Step number 4. Find the critical region. We need to refer to the z table, and we can get that the z value 0.05 is 1.645. The critical region is therefore z bigger than 1.645. which is also the rejected region. Step number 5. Find the test statistic. The formula is proportion of sample minus proportion of population, all divided by the square roots of the proportion of population times 1 minus the proportion of the population, all divided by the total sample. By direct substitution, we can get the answer 0.5173. Step number 6. Make decision. Since 0.5173 is smaller than 1.645, it is not in the critical region. The null hypothesis is therefore not rejected. Step number 7. Draw conclusion. Hence, the group should not open a new retail store in the district at a 5% level of significance. This is the end of Mark 4, question 1C. Thank you.
Here's is Lover, and I will talk about the mock exam 4, question 4C. Here's is the question. In order to test whether a special training program is effective in increasing the sales made by the salesman of a large cleaning company, the following data are collected concerning the weekly sales in $1,000 of 10 randomly selected salesmen both before and after attending the training program. Assuming the populations are normally distributed, thus the program effective at 2.5 level of significance. So in this case, we have to calculate the difference of weekly sales before and after attending the training program. Here are the data of weekly sales before and after attending the training program of each salesman. You can take a look of it. As mentioned, the sample size is small, so the above t-test formula is used. And for the conditions, as mu d larger than d0, so we will use one-tailed test as shown in the table. First of all, we should let d be the difference of the weekly sales before and after attending the training program, and let mu d be the mean of difference of the weekly sales before and after attending the training program. So now we have the null hypothesis is that the mu d equal to 0, and the alternative hypothesis mu d larger than 0, as the word increasing in the question, and the alpha is equal to 0.025. Since we assume that the population of difference to be normal and the sample can be paired, a pair difference t-test should be used as the sample size is small, that 10 smaller than 30. Also, from the alternative hypothesis, we should use an one-tailed test. To apply the formula, we should first calculate the degree of freedom, which is 10 minus 1 equal to 9, and the alpha is 0.025. From the t-distribution table, we have 2.262. Therefore, the critical regions should be t larger than 2.262. After that, we should calculate the mean of difference, which is equal to 0.64, and the standard deviation of difference is equal to 1.8620, corrected to 4 significant figures. For the test statistic, applying all the data in the formula, 0.64 minus 0 over 1.8620 over square root 10, we have 1.0869. Since 1.0869 is smaller than 2.262 and it is not in the critical regions, so the null hypothesis is not rejected. Therefore, the hypothesis that a special training program is effective in increasing the sales made by the salesman of a large cleaning company, which is mu d equal to 0, is not rejected, and the training program is effective in increasing the sales at a 0.025 level of significance.
I'm going to present mock for question 5a. It is claimed that the mean daily expenses per tourist in Hong Kong is at least 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. To test this claim, a random sample of 100 tourists is interviewed. Would you agree with the claim if the sample shows a mean daily expenses of 1,850 Hong Kong dollars with a standard deviation of 500 Hong Kong dollars? Use 1% level of significance. To solve this question, let mu be the sample mean daily expenses per tourist in Hong Kong. Step 1. Formulate the null hypothesis. Mu is equal to 2,000. Step 2. Formulate the alternative hypothesis. Mu is smaller than 2,000. Step 3. For 1% level of significance, we know that alpha is equal to 0.01. Step 4. Since n is large, which is bigger than 30, so we can use z-test instead of t-test. To establish critical region, z is smaller than negative z alpha, so z is smaller than negative z 0.01. According to the table, we know that z is smaller than negative 2.325. Step 5. According to the values of A, may understand the deviation before and the formula of z-test. Z is equal to 1,850 minus 2,000 over 500 over square with 100, which is equal to negative 3. Since negative 3 is smaller than negative 2.325 and the test statistic has a value in the critical region, so the null hypothesis is rejected. Therefore, we do not agree with the claim that the mean daily expenses per tourist in Hong Kong is at least 2,000 Hong Kong dollars at 1% level of significance.